Joining us now, former State Department official under President Obama, Rick Stengel. He was just named a co-chair for the international aid group CARE USA, which works to combat global food insecurity. Rick, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Willie.
So as a former State Department official, situations like this are obviously sticky, to put it mildly. But when you have people abroad detained, like Paul Whelan, like Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, and Vladimir Putin is the one detaining them, what is the posture, generally speaking, of the State Department trying to get them back?
What I can tell you, it's something that people take incredibly seriously. They work 24/7 on it. It's one of those things that the White House has its own special group that's working on hostages. And I know people are just, on the phones all the time. I remember I had to call a couple of the families of people who are hostages, one who was in the old Russia. So, yeah, but this situation is actually kind of an absolutely new thing. Someone who was held in Russia and then went to Ukraine to fight against Russia. I don't blame him.
I mean, plus the unknown quandary here is Vladimir Putin. How does he react to this? How does he use this? An American that we exchanged.
Yeah.
We gave him his freedom, and he comes back and fights against us. So,
yeah.
Gershkovich and Whelan, they're staying here. We're not going to do that again.
Yes.
That's the quandary.
I'm sure he's not happy about it. I mean, the Russians, Mike, as you know, they capture people then to use as someone to trade for someone that the United States has. They use them as bargaining chips. And what Reid has done, in a weird way, is kind of reverse the whole bargaining chip. He got out and then he went back to fight against Russia. But the Russians use it strategically, and that's always something that we have to deal with.
So, Rick, let's talk about CARE USA. Congratulations on this new position that you're holding. Let's remind our viewers what CARE USA is, what it does, created right after World War II in 1945.
Yes, CARE was created at the end of World War II, in part because the U.S. had all of these 10-in-1 meals, millions of meals that were for soldiers that they didn't need to use because the war ended. And then a consortium of philanthropic groups got together to create CARE and deliver those meals to Europe. The first one was in Le Havre, France. I think that's where that picture is. Harry Truman bought the first CARE package. In fact, people don't realize the CARE package, the origin of it is CARE USA.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, it's even copyrighted, but nobody seems to care about that.
So what is it today now? Where is the focus of CARE USA?
So today it's almost $1 billion organization. We are in over 100 countries around the world dealing with food insecurity, water, agriculture issues. We reached 175 million people during the past year. I just went a couple of months ago to a CARE program in Ghana. We're dealing with women farmers, teaching them how to use kind of modern technology, looms and things, making fabric. So it was really fantastic and inspiring. I also went earlier in the year because CARE, for the first time since the 1950s, is back in Europe because of Putin's invasion of Ukraine. I went to a program in Poland where we're supporting refugees. There are a couple of million refugees, and there was a fantastic program of using Ukrainian women to teach in Polish schools, because there are now all these Ukrainian kids in Polish schools who don't speak Polish.
So let's talk about food insecurity, also known as hunger.
Yes.
So we've seen a raft of headlines, and the reality is that grain shipments out of Ukraine have been disrupted because of the war. Many of those grain shipments are intended for the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Where there is enormous food insecurity, as you know. The growing danger of food insecurity, combined with outflows of immigrants from Africa into Europe. Talk about that specific problem.
Yes, Mike, there's a food insecurity problem and there's a refugee problem. And as you mentioned, the so-called Black Sea grain deal in Ukraine that Putin has just blown up. I mean, Ukraine traditionally was the breadbasket of the old Soviet Union. So much of the wheat and grain that's grown in Ukraine goes to sub-Saharan Africa and places like Afghanistan. And when Putin blows up a deal like that, that has a trigger effect on all of the food insecurity around the world. I mean, the three main drivers of hunger now are climate, COVID, and conflict. And so Ukraine is a perfect example of that. There are 750 million people who are food insecure in the world now. That's 100 million more than in 2019. Part of that came from the result of COVID and the interruption of shipments. So it's really a pretty nasty situation.
Rick, Susan Page has a question for you. Susan?
Rick, congratulations on your new job. I'd like to go back to the wrongfully detained Americans in Russia. Paul has been held there for so long. Evan arrested for committing journalism. What is your sense of the prospects for any kind of deal that's going to free them in the foreseeable future? Or is this something that we're likely to see continue for months and for years ahead? What's your sense of that?
Thanks, Susan. Good to see you. I think I don't want to be pessimistic, but I think it could continue for a long time. Again, Putin uses folks like that as bargaining chips. At the same time, he's made deals during the past year and a couple of times. I mean, he sees it as a tactical benefit, and sometimes it's also a hostage to what U.S. and Russian relations are, and they're not very good at the moment.